What's up, guys? Welcome back. Well, I think I may have stumbled across my new recipe addiction. I've been making this recipe a couple times a week for the last couple weeks and everybody has absolutely loved it, so I decided to share it with you on YouTube. This is my recipe for salmon garlic noodles. Meet me in the kitchen, let's make it happen.
Damn, that's good salmon. Now, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one and that's the two. Yeah, make this ASAP.
And this episode is sponsored by Our Place. This 6-in-1 air frying toaster oven is a compact powerhouse with a chef's secret ingredient, steam infusion. Air fryers have been made with toxic coatings and they're clunky and kind of an eyesore. You don't have to worry about this one because this one is absolutely beautiful and it's cooked the best salmon I've ever made in an air fryer. One of the things that I love most about this now that I have a 1-year-old son is this is toxin free. A lot of the air fryers on the market right now have a toxic coating on the inside apparently, and this one is free of all the toxins. A lot of times I cook entire meals in this bad boy because you have 6 different functions you can utilize. Also, what I love most about this is it has steam infusion technology. So your food gets really crispy on the outside but stays soft and moist on the inside. So we said this is a 6-in-1 product here. So on top of being an air fryer, you can also toast, roast, bake, reheat, and broil. All right, guys, today we're making garlic noodles, so we need good quality garlic. We're gonna use fresh garlic, my garlic paste, and some roasted garlic. For the roasted garlic, we're gonna wrap it in foil, put it in the Wonder oven for 40 minutes at 400 degrees. You got perfect roasted garlic. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and dice up some of this fresh garlic. That way we're getting garlic flavor infused throughout the recipe. You can feel free to, utilize whatever kind of garlic you want. If you want to just use minced garlic or just fresh garlic, do your thing. But for me, I want to really get that garlic flavor in there. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that if I use 100% fresh garlic, then sometimes it can kind of taste a little bit bitter. And I don't really enjoy that. I like the natural sweetness you get from roasted garlic. And I like a little bit of the bite from the fresh garlic. That's why we're only using a few tablespoons of fresh garlic for this recipe. But a nice fine dice on the garlic. I'm going to saute that in our pan before we add the sauce. Real simple recipe, guys. You make your sauce in a separate bowl. Use whatever protein you want. Chicken, salmon, shrimp. You can just make the noodles straight up as a side dish or appetizer. Can't go wrong. If you're ever in Los Angeles, there's a place called Crustacean that kind of made this, famous. And they have really good garlic noodles, so I highly recommend trying that out. Today, guys, we have 3 beautiful salmon fillets here. It's gonna make about 3 to 4 servings. You could add more salmon if you want to. This is all I had in the fridge, so that's what we're using. The garlic noodle recipe serves probably about 4, but we're gonna make it 3 because that's all the fish we got. These are absolutely beautiful fillets though. We're gonna season it with my AP seasoning, keeping it real simple. There's a lot of flavor and umami in this sauce, and there's quite a bit of seasoning that you're gonna get from that sauce on the pasta, and we salted our pasta noodles as always. So you don't wanna over season. Salt, pepper, good on the salmon, or my AP has a little salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, things of that nature. Feel free to use whatever you like on salmon though. Nice generous coat of it because this is a low sodium seasoning. So you can be a little bit heavier handed with it, but make sure you get a nice even coat, pat it so it stays in. And there you go, beautiful salmon fillet seasoned to perfection. Next up, it's time to make the sauce, and for that we need a good tablespoon of the garlic paste. We're also gonna add in a little sesame oil. A little bit goes a long way with this, guys, so don't overdo it. All the specific measurements and ingredients are listed for you on MrMakeItHappen.com. Don't forget to check that out. A little low sodium soy sauce. A good 1/4 cup or so of that. And then we're going in with our oyster sauce. We have some fish sauce and some hoisin sauce as well as 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And the key component, which is the fish sauce. Again, a little bit goes a long way with this stuff as well. Couple teaspoons. Pinch of chicken bouillon powder to add a little MSG to the party and amplify or enhance the flavor. Break out the whisk and mix to combine. If you want to add a spicy component to this, you can add some chili peppers or like some red pepper flakes, something like that to get the job done if you want to spice things up. But this recipe is meant to be more sweet and savory with a nice umami kick to it. Taste as you go, adjust the flavor to your preference, but that should be spot on right there. All right, guys, when I make my salmon, I usually season the presentation side last. That way it stays nice and even, and it's going to present well that way. So when I get a little oil in the skillet here, I'm going flesh side down, contrary to what Gordon Ramsay says. The skin will still get crispy. I do like to cook the skin of my salmon because it's nutritious and I think it tastes good. But if you don't like the salmon skin, you can always remove it. Honestly, the easiest way to do that is after it's cooked, it comes right off. But if you have the knife skills, then you can go ahead and remove it yourself at the house. But again, me and my family, we enjoy the salmon skin, so I'm leaving it on. Once the skillet gets hot, we're gonna lay the salmon in away from us. Give it about 2 minutes or so to get some nice color. Flip it over to the skin side. Then we're going to get it in the Wonder Oven to finish cooking. All right, guys, now we're going to go ahead and get started on our actual garlic noodles. For that, we're going in with a head of roasted garlic, followed by a couple tablespoons of fresh garlic. Get the best of both worlds. You get the bite from the freshness, you get a little sweet, concentrated flavor from the roasted garlic. You want to do this over medium low to low heat. That way the garlic doesn't burn. You just want it to kind of toast at this point. You can mash that roasted garlic with the back of your spatula. And right before you see the garlic start to turn golden brown, we'll add in that sauce. So about a minute or so, 90 seconds. Doesn't take long at all. Then in goes that sauce. No flavor left behind. Get in there and scrape all of that out. You can reserve some to top the salmon with, which we'll do here for you as well. I've already set that to the side. But the rest of it is going right on in here with that garlic. Allow that to come up to a simmer. Very gentle simmer. You don't want to overdo it. And then we'll add in our spaghetti pasta. You'd also use any egg noodle works for this as well. But I've learned or found as many times as I've made this that I really like the texture of the spaghetti. I think it holds up nicely. But if you can find a good egg noodle from your local international market, then by all means use that. It's typically like a Vietnamese egg noodle, but again, spaghetti, great alternative. So last but not least, you're gonna add in about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. I know that may sound counterintuitive, but that's how they do it on the West Coast, where this recipe originated, and it's delicious, so trust me. We're gonna go ahead and mix that in, and then we'll plate this up with the salmon on top. A little chive garnish, a little extra sauce if you're feeling frisky, and you got yourselves a delicious garlic noodle recipe. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and plate this up. Salmon on top of the garlic noodles, a little extra sauce, because why the hell not? We're here for a good time, not a long time. Parmesan and chive garnish. This is the part where I say, brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys, looking good. And the only thing left to do is dig in for the taste test. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, the fork has been secured. The salmon is flaky and delicious, or looks delicious. We about to find out. The garlic noodles, I already tasted those. I know those are good. Get a little twirl action on the fork. Go back in for another salmon piece. There it is. That's the bite right there. Nice and hot.